I got a question about mixing my oil and gas together. I went to Walmart, got this Pennzoil Marine Premium Plus is what it's called, and it's what I think is really good stuff. It's quite an improvement over what they've been selling for two-cycle oil. I got it in a quart container. They also have it sometimes in the gallon container. You got to find it over in the sports section at Walmart, because that's where they got fishing stuff and stuff for outboard motors. It's not over with the car oil. And Walmart was out of the gallon cans of it, and I went to Menards, and it also was separate from the automotive oil and in a different section, but you can always look for these yellow Pennzoil bottles. It's pretty easy to spot on the rack. They have a lot of different oil there. Price was comparable at both places. This is about $5 a quart, $4.77 or something at Walmart, and this was 20 or 21 or something for a gallon of it over at Menards. So, and anyways, when I mix this stuff, I thought I'd show you how I do it. I'm using one of these. I've got one of these ratio rights. It's a invention somebody made to put in to figure how much gallons you're mixing in what kind of container, and then it tells you how far to go with the oil. But as you can see, I put a yellow mark on some of that paint that I use, the t-shirt paint. I use that for a lot of things, and I marked on there where I'm going, and I can see that mark from inside. So if I open a bottle of this oil, if I can get it open, then I can quickly just pour it by looking from here, and it goes up to my level there, and that's the right amount for 2.5 gallons of gas, which would be a container like this. And I dump one of those in there. Now, for doing 5 gallons, that's twice as much, so I got to do it twice. I put 2 of these in here, and that gives me 50 to 1. Now, after I put the oil in, like this one, I put oil in here already. Sometimes you can hold it up and you can see it in there. But as an extra thing to make sure I know whether a container has oil in it, ready to take to the gas station or not, I put the filler nozzle on there facing backwards like this, rather than the other way around. That way I can look at that and instantly say, well, that's got oil in it, it's ready to put gas in there. And then all you have to do is pour this stuff in the 5-gallon can, and one more time, and it's going to be ready to go. And then I usually go to the Gas Buddy app in my phone to find out who's got the gas the cheapest. I use 87 octane regular gas. I don't worry about alcohol in it or not. It doesn't seem to affect anything that I've seen. It can affect some rubber components and stuff. You got to kind of watch. Some types of plastic even can be sensitive to it. Now when I screw this on here, I'm going to make it so that nozzle is pointing backwards. And as you can see, I make new nozzles for these things, because the thing that comes with a commercial gas can is very difficult to pour out of, and a lot of them they make now they don't have a vent in there that's vented through the attachment that you use to fill your gas with, and it's all because of lawsuits and stuff. But I bought some of these vent caps, which just pop open like that. I got them off of eBay. You drill a 1/2-inch hole in there and press that vent in there. I'd use a wood drill when I do it, one that cuts on the edges like. They're specially made drills for cutting wood. Same thing we use for putting the rubber grommets in the fuel tanks, in the bottoms, like for the Quicksilver. You'll see those grommets that JBM sells, and those work real good because they're made out of a good kind of a rubber. But these just pop in there, and therefore I got my vent, and I make a new nozzle. The nozzle they give me, I got I got to get rid of it. It's got some kind of an anti-tamper thing, so little kid can't unscrew it on here and everything. But of course, I have them a lathe and stuff, and I just machine myself a fitting on there real quick to make it so that I can put a big hose on there so I can fill the tank fast, because I'm filling an airplane and I'm too old to hold that gas cap over my head for a very long period of time. But anyways, that's how those work. But that's all there is to doing the oil. One other thing I'll tell you is I like to keep these small bottles that I got, because that's the right amount for 6 gallons of fuel. And I don't throw the bottles away. I keep those bottles even after I've emptied the oil out of them, because they're nice for traveling on a trip. They're small and I can stick them in different corners in the plane. And if I'm going to fly down to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina or something, why, I can have this stuff stuffed in around the seats and stuff like that, places where I can put it to pack it. And it's small, it's compact, it's just what I need for 6 gallons. I open the thing, pour it into one of the little football tanks, pump my gas in there, which usually I have to use avgas if I'm traveling. Sometimes you can't get car gas. And then use the electric pump on the plane to pump it from the football tank up into the main tanks. But I mix it in the football tank first, and that way I don't have to get up there with the pump gas up in the top. Anyways, these are handy. I wouldn't throw them away.